The Indianapolis Colts have a draft strategy under Chris Ballard. It is take the best athlete available no matter what. And they did so even at quarterback at number 4, taking Anthony Richardson, the best athlete at quarterback ever. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but then you refer to the RAS score, relative athletic score, Kentley Platt on Twitter. Great follow. Shout out to him. Combination of agility, height, weight, speed, explosiveness, strength. There has literally never been anyone quite as athletic as Anthony Richardson. He is a unicorn. Tremendously big arm. He's just inexperienced. I think his pocket presence is underrated, but you got to factor in the fact that whenever you get a young player, especially at quarterback, no one's going to come out and dominate right away. They have to become acclimated to the system. They have to get more and more time. And as you get more time, you get more comfortable. You are going to make mistakes. And Anthony Richardson is going to make mistakes with the Colts. And at Florida, he showed that he can make mistakes and improve on those and not make the same mistakes again. So I really have high hopes for him. I think he's going to end up being a really, really interesting quarterback to follow. I hope he's going to end up being amazing just because that profile player is so much fun. We see the Josh Allens, the mobility, the arm, the splash plays, Lamar Jackson, obviously. Not saying he's either one of those players, but you get what I'm saying. And then they took Julius Brents, height, weight, speed freak. Darius Rush, same deal. Adetomiwa Adebawore, same deal. Josh Downs was one of my favorite receivers in the entire class. Got him in the 3rd round. Perfect safety net for Anthony Richardson. So I think, honestly, our work is not going to be so hard. It's so funny. The roster that's the most downloaded on Xbox, I've made some changes to it, of course, but the ratings for the rookies are brain dead. They're so bad. And Anthony Richardson, 89 throw power, is a pretty good example of that. As he goes into the NFL, in terms of pure arm strength, he's near the top 5 of the league. And 89... And that's just like the tip of the iceberg, right? There are so many bad ratings. So I've had to edit these rookies quite a lot. But what the guy does is they just amp up awareness. So the rating is artificially boosted. 87 awareness for a rookie quarterback? What are we doing? So thankfully I realized it before we got into anything too crazy. Nothing has really happened. We had a good start, 5-2, and then missed the playoffs, only winning 8 games in the end. Not an awful season, not an amazing one, though. I'll quickly go over the stats with you guys because I unfortunately did not show them because I wasn't recording because I'm an idiot. But Anthony Richardson, decent enough rookie year. These are good numbers. About 4,400 passing yards, 32 passing touchdowns to 14 picks. Rushing, he really didn't do a whole lot because if you're not in Baltimore playbook, the CPU has no idea how to account. And I don't even mean the CPU, but the simulation engine has no idea how to account for a mobile quarterback, and Anthony Richardson runs for 200 yards, which, honestly, he's capable of doing in a single game. Now, is it likely that that would happen? No, but I think Anthony Richardson compares favorably to Justin Fields in a lot of ways, and Justin Fields we saw put up monstrous numbers. Just depends how the Colts want to run their offense, and you figure Shane Steichen coming in from Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. Anthony Richardson probably is going to be running the ball a decent bit of the time. But, yeah, anyway, 46 attempts is just ridiculous. So we would have to change the playbook. We could try something else, but I still want the team to be successful. It's a very tough, should we do this or that? Jonathan Taylor, great season, though, about 1,650 yards, or exactly 5 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns, nearly 100 yards per game, no fumbles. Incredible season. He won Offensive Player of the Year. Receiving, Michael Pittman Jr. Led us in both yards, and actually, no, Alec Pierce and Jonathan Taylor had more catches. Taylor was pretty incredible. Josh Downs had a very solid rookie season as well. And then defensively, so many tackles. Rodney Thomas had 105. I don't really know how, but he had 105. And then as far as sacks goes, look at our edge rushers. Kwity Paye led the way with 2. Edge is a major problem for us. That is just a viciously low production level from our edge rushers. Didn't do anything in free agency. Offered on Miles Jack to be an EJ Speed replacement. We let those 4 players go into free agency. EJ Speed was the best one. Got up to star dev, but at 28 years old, 69 overall. As nice as that is, I wasn't particularly interested in keeping him around. 2023, which is really the 2024 NFL draft, we will trade up if it makes sense to, obviously. There were a few players I looked at here, all left outside linebackers, and we don't really have a true read on any of them, unfortunately. Although Cole Terry is certainly someone that stands out to me. A pursuit, A tackle, A to B block shedding, only 21 years old. Really, really solid athlete. And then skill set wise, A power moves, A pursuit, A tackle, B awareness and play rec. Some of those we already went over. So he's an interesting option that could be available in the middle of the first round. May have to trade up. Trent Lawson we looked at. Only C block shedding, but B pursuit, B tackle. Very, very good athlete. Elite acceleration and speed. And also A finesse moves. So I don't really know what we're going to do just yet. But there are options. There are options. This is a good class to need to improve your edge rushers. Khalil McKee from USC is the first pick. It was Jack Anthony. Some of these players I really have not introduced you guys to, so it's not going to be super relevant. I'm just trying to watch out for some of these outside linebackers. If there appears to be a run on them, I might force myself to trade up as Chris Russell goes, Ray Reddick. We've made it outside of the top 10. We really just have to decide on how we want to approach this. There are really good players available. Some of these I really haven't even focused too much on. I wish I could have done, 10 focus players and really get an idea of who the best is in the class. Right now, it is difficult to differentiate. I still want to lean towards the Chris Ballard Colts way of taking the best athlete. That's usually what I do. Obviously, they need to be also technically sound as well. We want the best combination. And maybe Xavier Best is the best combination. Really good athlete, B finesse moves, A awareness. He is a power rusher though, so he should have A power moves with B finesse moves and the power rush archetype. So we can assume A power moves, A pursuit, A awareness, B finesse moves, B play rec. That's a really nice combo. I think it'll end up not really mattering too much who we take. I think these guys are pretty much all going to be very similar. I don't want to say identical, but I think they're all going to be really similar. It's just going to be the dev trait. And you got to get lucky on the dev trait. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So we're just going to go ahead and get to our pick here at number 17 and hope we draft correctly. And these guys look so close. I don't really know how we can go ahead and make this decision. Because even if you draft the highest overall one, that doesn't mean you're going to get the best dev trait. In fact, almost, it seems like it's the other way around sometimes. I like Trent Lawson as the freak athlete. I think he is the purest pass rusher of the bunch. I don't know that he's going to be the highest rated. I don't know what to do here. I know I've been deliberating for a while. I do like the combination of the A pursuit, A tackle from Cole Terry. I think he's going to be really solid and is a really good athlete as well. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go Ron Hatcher, I think. B block shedding, A pursuit, great speed, good acceleration, great strength is something I really like. A finesse moves, A pursuit, A awareness. Again, the B block shed, I think he's going to be pretty good in the run game. 22 years old out of UNC. And I could potentially move up for another one as well. Of course, we get the normal development one because that's just how that goes. 80 strength is great. 84 speed's good. 87 acceleration's really nice. Obviously, I was going to draft the normal dev one because that's what I do. But I am going to consider, as Xavier Best is off the board, I am going to consider a move up for another one. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I'm at least considering it. And I think Trent Lawson was the one I liked, although Cole Terry also just looks really, really solid as well. Maybe he should have been the first one. He probably should have been. I'm trading 2 second-round picks to get number 21. It's a decent amount of value to move, but I think we're going to get it back here with probably the player I should have taken anyway in Cole Terry. I probably should have drafted. Honestly, you could say all three of these guys over the person that I ended up taking. But that's just like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We're going to move on. We're going to take Cole Terry here, and I think this is going to be a really good pick for us. He has hidden dev. 81 strength, 84 speed, 86 acceleration. As I said earlier, I think these edge rushers are all going to be pretty close. Just obviously stings to get the normal development one of the bunch. Now, the other edge rushers are kind of falling a little bit here. I think Trent Lawson was the guy. I was going to say if Trent Lawson falls into the second round, maybe we consider a move up. But Caleb Atkins is also still on the board. So we still could consider a move up. Calvin Sutherland was somebody I looked at. Was this the elite speed guy? Yes. Ran in the 4.2s at his pro day with a spectacular catch. B deep route running, B catching. Route running is not so great short or medium, but round 2 to 3, the value is definitely there. We could consider a move up. I like that Matthew Betts is a hybrid safety with B zone coverage. Tested really well. That could be a really good DB to add to the fold. I mean, we've made it to round 2, and we have Caleb Atkins just still on the board. Even Chad Walker looks interesting, but we don't really need him, I don't think. I don't know. That's interesting. The thing is, I'm just wondering, why is Caleb Atkins still on the board? He's supposed to go in round 1. He's only 21 years old. He's not the best athlete. That's a thing, but the ability's pretty good. Now, I think Caleb Atkins, I'm fine with passing on. And there he goes, the very next pick to the Bucks. I think we're actually going to move up for a safety. It's not Deontay Armstrong. It is Matthew Betts from Stanford. Kind of just staying on the board here a little bit too long. I think it's worth it to go up and make a move. Philadelphia Eagles hold the pick. I think I would be comfortable trading my second round pick next year. I think that would be a pretty good trade for us. And we'll also add in a 5th to make them accepted. So we are moving all the way up here for a safety, which I think is going to be a good move. I like Nick Cross. I think Matthew Betts here from Stanford has higher potential. And maybe we even end up playing him over Julian Blackmon. I don't know. But really solid athlete. A hit power, B play rec, B pursuit, B zone coverage, B awareness. Just kind of good at everything. That's the type of player you want. Normal development, though, because of course he does. But high 80s everything for athletic ratings except for strength, which you're not going to see from a safety. Again, unfortunate to see normal development, but the player looks pretty good. I'm trading a 3 this year and a 6 this year, as well as a 4 next year for a second round pick next year from the Raiders. Gonna hope they're pretty bad, and that pick will be pretty good for us. And then the last pick I'll make is in the 4th round. If there is an off-ball linebacker available, I think his name was Trayvon Ingram, and I think he goes the pick before us. Supposed to go day 3. He is off the board. You can't make it up. At least we can get a 3 next year from San Francisco. Again, we'll hope they're pretty bad as well. Draft recap's going to be real interesting. We got some good talent, I think. Ron Hatcher's a 74. 75 from Cole Terry. 75 for Matthew Betts. Definitely a player worth moving up for. You know, I would say that's a pretty good haul. And then, as you can see, there were 2 players rated at 76 overall in the class. Nothing was higher. And then just straight 75s for a while here before we get to the 74s. So we did pretty well, all things considered. Xavier Best had normal development. So I wish I could say we dodged a bullet, but we obviously drafted one as well. Who was the one? Cole Terry, I think, from Clemson. No, that's who I drafted. Okay, hold on. There's another. Kendall Britton we would have had to trade up for. Looks really solid. I mean, 83 power moves is pretty fantastic out of the draft. His development trait is only star. Okay. Trent Lawson was the other one. 75 overall. 86 speed, 90 acceleration, 78 finesse moves. Only 69 block shedding, but I'm pretty sure he would have been a nice pickup. His development trait is superstar. Because of course. I don't know why I didn't just draft him. And that was the plan heading in, and then I didn't. Classic. Caleb Atkins, who stuck around on the board, did have hidden development, is only a 73 overall, though. Not an incredible athlete, although he does have 86 acceleration. I don't really know why he lasted so long. I think I almost expected him to have normal dev and he a superstar. Oh, God. But I think we made the best of a pretty bad draft class overall, so we're not going to get too mad about it. Well, I will say Ron Hatcher has like every trait in the book. Big hitter, spin move, bull rush, strip ball, high motor. I think he can play off ball for us. His coverage is really bad, but his hit power, tackle, pursuit, play rec, block shed, all pretty good. I think Terry's going to be the one that actually slides down to the defensive line. Kind of shorter. I'm not going to say Dwight Freeney, but Dwight Freeney. I mean, 6'2", 255. He has awful coverage. Not too much worse than the other outside linebacker, though. But I think profiles well on the defensive line for us. Also, some nice traits in there as well. But he's going to go and play right end for us. So I have the team set up. I think it looks pretty good. And we do have Rodney Thomas, too, who got up to star dev. He's good depth. Nice rotational player for us. But I think we are going to go with the rookie. Nick Cross, again, will rotate in or be relegated to the bench. And the defensive line, I've moved Bucam back to outside linebacker. Terry's going to start at right end. Hatcher at left outside linebacker. And then specialist-wise, Rodney Thomas got star dev because he was in the sub linebacker role. Probably not going to happen this year. I don't know that it's going to be Ebukam, though. I think it's going to be Terry and Hay as rush ends. And then we'll figure it out. All right, Cole Terry has +3 power and finesse moves as a training camp standout. That is a really nice boost to get. And if Cole Terry can have a really good week 1, there's a chance that his development trait could go up, I believe. But is he really going to get 2 sacks or tackles for loss or any combination to get 2? I don't know. It's kind of tough for a rookie. His ratings are decent. 85 power moves, 69 finesse moves. I mean, there's a chance. 85 power moves is nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good. And we won 28-21. Maybe Cole Terry played well. Did get the win. And it seems like he got it. He says, I told you I'm here to be great, coach. Not going to waste any opportunities, so keep them coming, and I promise you won't regret it. So that sounds really good. He's got 10,000 XP. Okay. I guess he had 2 sacks as a rookie. Or tackles for loss. I mean, that's pretty nice. Or I guess a sack... Would it count a sack as a tackle for loss, and that's 2? Oh, so I mean... Alright. I think it probably would have. Now, if he gets 3... He's going to get even more XP, an upgrade in dev trade. I don't know. And another win. I guess there's a chance that Cole Terry played well again. We are 2-0. Great start to the season. And now we're focused. And it seems like he didn't get it. Missed an opportunity. Well, that's all right. That was a tough challenge. Still won. So we were 5-2 at the midseason mark. Same spot we were last year. Although you guys didn't get to see that, unfortunately. You know, would have been upset at our collapse, potentially. Jonathan Taylor is a big free agent. Definitely want to extend him. He's only 24 years old. He doesn't want to be here. Which maybe we should wait on him because we are winning. Our career win percentage will go up if we make the playoffs this year. I think into that green area. So we're going to wait on him. And in the meantime, extend Kenny Moore, who wants to be here. I don't want to pay him quite so much money. But I don't think he's going to accept if I take it down too much. I would do a 3-year deal pretty easily, but he wants more money as expected. We'll offer Michael Pittman Jr. a massive extension. He doesn't want to be here. Does anybody want to be in Indianapolis? And I don't mean in real life, but also I do. But I mean in-game. Grover Stewart wants to be in Indianapolis. Okay, that's one. Isaiah Rodgers doesn't want to be here either. I'm giving out massive contracts, and they're all like, nah, I'm actually good on that. Thanks, though. Julian Blackmon is a team player, though. He is back with the Colts. Moses Scarborough is a strong name. That is a strong name. We don't need a quarterback, but I'm tempted. Ooh, we found a corner, though. Kari Wheeler from LSU, 6'3", 210 with A-man coverage, B-zone coverage, great to elite speed. Yeah, whatever it takes, Kari Wheeler, no matter what. And we finished 10-7 again. We were 7-2. I was going week by week, and then I'm like, we'll just simulate to the playoffs. 10-7. That is not a good stretch. But we do make the playoffs at least. An improvement over last season. Anthony Richardson increases his touchdowns, although the yards production went down a little bit. But all in all, a great season. Jonathan Taylor had plenty of yards, still about 5 yards per carry, still about 100 yards per game. Receiving, Alec Pierce with a big season, 11 touchdowns. Downs also into double digits. Michael Pittman Jr., I mean, if we're going to pay him for that, we might as well not even pay him at all. Mo Alley Cox was okay. Jonathan Taylor, of course, is a huge part of our passing game here in the Carolina playbook. And then Shaq Leonard, a ton of tackles, 18 for loss for Kwity Paye, 15 for Stewart, 12 for DeForest Buckner. And then in terms of actually bringing down the quarterback, much better this year. 10.5 for Buckner, 9 for Paye, 7.5 for Terry, only 3 for Stewart, but he's a nose tackle. We don't really expect him to get over 5 in a season. That'd be pretty incredible. But finally, we have a little bit of a pass rush going on. I think that's probably a big part of why our team was better. And Julius Brents out of Kansas State, big season, 5 interceptions. His zone coverage should probably be higher than his man coverage, but the CPUs really upgraded him however they saw fit. We have an upgrade for Cole Terry. Would have been nice if he was a Pro Bowler as a rookie. I don't think he was productive enough to be in that upper echelon of pass rushers. I think we're going to upgrade his block shedding here. Speed rush could be nice too. Let's do speed rush, actually. We could get block shedding in that. Although I think we're going to get just only finesse moves there, +3. That takes him into the 70s. It's not his whole game, obviously, but it makes him a little bit more of a complete player. +3 finesse moves is a really big upgrade. And now he's just not so much of a one-trick pony. Get him over that 70 threshold. Again, not amazing. That can be a game changer. As we actually win the first round of the playoffs, beating the Steelers in the wild card, advancing to the divisional. Shaq Leonard going to get a nice little boost here. I'm still trying to get used to calling him Shaq. It was Darius Leonard for so long, and then he's like, actually, everyone calls me Shaq or Shaquille. Like, okay. But we really haven't seen him play a full season since that revelation. So not super used to it yet. Only scoring 10 points in the divisional. We are knocked out of the playoffs. We did win the AFC South. Again, improvement all across the board. Just, we're not quite to that dominant level yet, which is fine. It's only the second season that we've been here. And the Ravens actually won the Super Bowl. Big win over the Cowboys. Lamar wins Super Bowl MVP. And no Colts in there. Okay, so we waited on some of our free agents. Did we make the right call? Yes, Jonathan Taylor is now way more interested in being here, which is really nice. And we have a franchise quarterback now. Anthony Richardson has upgraded to that tag. Jonathan Taylor is back on a 6-year deal. Have him on the squad till he's 30. Kenny Moore, I'd be happy with probably a 2-year deal. 29 years old. He returns for a couple. Michael Pittman Jr., we're going to go with 4 years, a little over 10 a year. Don't really want to do a whole lot more than this. If he declines, I will franchise tag him, but he's actually going to be back for 4 years. So we're actually doing pretty well here. Isaiah Rodgers definitely is not going to get franchise tagged, but I still would like him here. I would do a 4-year deal. He's going to test free agency. That's just going to have to be fine. Ooh, Julius Brents did indeed get upgraded to superstar development. That's huge. And we're probably going to pair him up with another really good corner. And we're going to have solid ones. So with Isaiah Rodgers leaving, we are not in bad shape. Because we're going to have Brents, Kenny Moore in the slot, and then the corner that we're going to take probably in the top 5. Terry only has star dev. Hatcher got upgraded to star dev. We can outside linebacker, or any off-ball linebacker, really. I guess we could consider moving to a 3-4, although I probably want to avoid that. But we should have a good draft here. So some good quarterbacks available in free agency. Brandon Ayuk could be interesting. That would kind of finish our receiving core. Josh Downs. Alec Pierce is like a nice receiver 4. Deep threat. And then we have, I mean, we just signed Pittman, though. No, we're fine. Although Isaiah Simmons, we are absolutely going to offer. He's up to Superstar X Factor. You can take whatever you want. We'll throw you every dollar we have, Isaiah Simmons. Actually, I took down the money and 1 less year, and it's still a massive favorite. Devin White would also be really nice to have. What would the team look like? We could go after Devin White. It's not actually terribly expensive. And then we don't have to draft a linebacker. But we're probably not going to get Devin White. So Isaiah Simmons is the big one. Is there a good tight end in this class? Hunter Henry's okay. Michael Mayer should not be in free agency. But you can't do a contract for every rookie. All right, let's see what happens. We should get Isaiah Simmons. I think Devin White's going to go somewhere else. And another team's in on it now. We did get Isaiah Simmons, though. That's a huge get. We just got a lot better. I'm also not going to pull the offer on Devin White yet. I'm going to wait for him to decline it. He signed! He signed! Oh my goodness. We were not even a top 3 team there. Devin White wanted to be an Indianapolis Colt so badly, which the irony is that he actually loves horses. Loves horses. Maybe it's not ironic, it's actually fate. I guess it'd be ironic if Eric Berry signed, since he is deathly afraid of horses. But Devin White loves them, and I think owns at least a horse. So Indianapolis is going to be a great spot for him. And look at our linebacking core now. Leonard, Simmons, White. Hatcher can be a rotational pass rusher for us. This group suddenly became elite. We do need a punter, though. We only have Matt Gay here. We need a punter. And we got Blake Gillikin as well. So we have really done a nice job here in free agency. The only thing that I'd be looking for now is an upgrade at right guard, probably. But I didn't really look at any of the guards. Jonah Jackson would have been nice. Kevin Zeitler still available. I mean, that could be good for a year. Yeah, let's do it. We can still draft a guard anyway, but Kevin Zeitler on a 1-year contract could be a really nice get for us. And we got him. Easy as that. Now, we're going to do Max Atkins, round 2 to 3 right tackle. Seems really good. J.D. Beckham looks good down the board as well. I just want to know his true talent. Actually, we can't because it only gives you 40%, right? We don't really learn anything from J.D. Beckham. Let's do Short and Wagner, and we're definitely going to draft the corner. The other focus players, depending on how good they are, that will depend if we have to move up the board again. But going into the draft, I feel like we have a ton of momentum. I really like where the team is. I think our next season is going to be really good, and I really think we're going to have a great draft here. So we have 2 third-round picks. We have a second at 47. We have number 25. I need to get up to number 2. How am I going to do that? How about a first next year and a third this year? Not there. It's going to have to be 2 first-round picks. 25 this year, 18 projected next year, although I hope it's going to be 32 for the second overall pick to complete our secondary. It is rare that you see a corner in the draft who has A-man coverage, and then also we have B-zone coverage. C-press, he's 6'3", tested very well. Elite speed. I mean, this is just a player we have to draft. No way around it. Kari Wheeler, welcome to the team. He fits the Colts mold. Like, are you kidding me? 97 speed at 6'3", 210 playing corner. 91 change of direction, 90 agility, 91 acceleration. I'm not going to say generational player for sure, but very, very good player regardless of the depth trait. Okay, change of plans a little bit here because Marcus Wagner is a top 5 talent. That changes things a bit. 6'4", 300 pounds, 21 years old at FSU. B block shed, finesse moves, power moves, tackle. Very good athlete. This is now a player we have to move up for. We know he's a top 5 talent. The tight end's good. Max Atkins is great value. J.D. Beckham, I think, is also going to be quite good. Like B block shed, A finesse moves, B tackle. And also is a very good athlete. I mean, there's a chance he's a top 5 talent. I don't think that's completely out of the question. Same block shed, better finesse moves, worse power moves, slightly worse tackle than Wagner. This would be a really nice consolation prize down the board. But we're going to get fancy. And we're going to move up. Now, he's supposed to go at about in the 20s, maybe. So I, naturally, want the 20th overall pick. I hate to do it because Grover Stewart is such a good player. He's so good, but he's 30. He's a nose tackle. He's a great player in real life. But we are going to make a move here in order to make our team better long term. 2 second-round picks, or excuse me, 2 third-round picks are going back in that trade as well. We have acquired the number 19 pick from Buffalo, and we've held on to our second-round pick in the process, which puts us in really good position to draft Max Atkins and maybe even J.D. Beckham if we wanted to. Marcus Wagner is the pick here at 19, though. He is a top 5 talent in the entire class. We can draft him here at 19. Even though we traded up to get him, that's great value. Only normal development is tough, but 93 strength, great speed and acceleration. He's a run stopper type, so he still fits our defense, but can get to the quarterback as well as a pass rusher. I really, really like the pick. But of course, the dev trait sucks. I mean, normal dev sucks to see. I've said it a billion times. And then I think we're going to take Max Atkins here. Maybe could even consider playing him at right guard. He's a great prospect. He's not strong, but he moves really well. Round 1 to 2 talent that we can take here in the second. I mean, that's fantastic. Hidden dev as well, so he's a really nice fit. We're going to find a spot for him. Now the question becomes, do we make a move up for J.D. Beckham from Ohio State? Looks to be the better pass rusher of the 2 defensive tackles that we have the potential to draft. Obviously took one of them. Where is he going to go? About 30 picks from now? But maybe, I mean, if he's available at the first pick of the 3rd round, I'll make a move. And we are trading a 3rd round pick and a 5th next year and a 5th this year for number 65. That's the first pick of the 3rd round in Madden. Obviously, it doesn't account for the compensatory picks if you are new to the game, unfortunately. But J.D. Beckham is available. I'm a man of my word. He looks really good. He honestly, I mean, there's a world where he's a top 5 talent in this class as well. Great awareness, block shed, finesse moves, tackle. Great athlete, only 21 years old. Of course, only normal development, but 86 strength, good speed and acceleration. Looks very similar to the defensive tackle we just drafted. Draft recap, Kari Wheeler was an 80 overall. Very, very nice. We know he has hidden development, so probably at least star. Gonna be. 80 man, 79 zone. Press isn't amazing, but he is an incredible athlete. He's going to be an awesome player for us. And 6'3", 210 is ridiculous. Marcus Wagner's a 77. Max Atkins, 74. J.D. Beckham, 71. I'm surprised he's such a lower overall than Marcus Wagner based on his top skills and athleticism. But that's all right. Nolan Cunningham is a 78. The top tackle, top other player, not named Kari Wheeler. A lot of corners. 3 out of the top 4. And then, of course, Marcus Wagner. We did really well. Another corner as well. 3rd round. Really good corner class. Kind of rare to see that, to be honest. Devin White at rush right end. I don't know why the computer is fascinated with putting off-ball linebackers to defensive. I think they're rating speed and acceleration so highly and not power or finesse moves, which is kind of mind-boggling. He has 70 finesse moves and 64 power moves, and they're like, yeah, that's a way better option than the guy with like 90 power moves. Terry, 88 power moves. Also pretty fast. Like, I don't know. The team's going to look like this. Pretty much what you're used to seeing, except Kevin Zeitler is now starting at right guard. Atkins could eventually take over that role. And then defensively, great additions at linebacker, Devin White, Isaiah Simmons. Wagner, of course, going to start at defensive tackle. Wheeler is right now CB3, but he's, you know, going to play on the boundary when we're in nickel packages, and Moore is going to slide over to the slot. I can't start him right away because we have Brent's, obviously, and then Kenny Moore's just a super high overall. Maybe not super high, but 86, 87. So we're going to keep things as they are, and, you know, you're already aware of who the rush end is. I fixed it. It is Cole Terry, which is a crazy name if we haven't talked about that. 2 first names, can't really trust him, but I hope the sack production's good. 3-3 at the midseason mark. Our offense is really good. Our defense is about middle of the pack. So I think we might even be a little bit better than our record says at 3-3. Not currently in position to win the AFC South, although it would not surprise me if we did. Forrest Buckner is going to be a free agent. Kwity Paye, who hasn't really developed a whole ton. What are his motivations that he's not interested in being here? He wants a mentor at the position. Okay. Well, I can make that happen. Left end mentor. Ryan Kelly we want back for a couple of years at least. Give him a 3-year extension and up the money. And Brandon Graham's a mentor. Perfect. Nice rotational edge for us. That also will make Kwity Paye want to be here more. Kwity Paye is now more interested in being here. We'll offer a 3-year deal, and we will re-sign him. And DeForest Buckner will offer a 3-year deal as well. Got to keep him in town. Superstar X Factor, very good player. I'll tell you, Brandon Graham also wants to be back. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. Unfortunately, another wild card spot for us, but we win 11 games. The Jags just happen to win 11 as well. But a really good year for us. I'm super happy with how the squad has performed. Anthony Richardson's numbers did get worse, but that's okay, because Jonathan Taylor's improved tremendously. What is this season? I have never seen anything like this. He rushed for not only 2,000 yards, added another 367 on top of that, 34 rushing touchdowns. He averaged nearly 7 yards per carry. That's a college football number. Unreal. 140 rushing yards per game. And receiving, he also added 700 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. When you look at his season this year, he had over 3,000 total yards and nearly 40 total touchdowns. What are you doing? He saw, this is a really deep cut for you, but he saw the Towson running back legend Terrence West and put up his numbers. Deep cut. He had like 40 touchdowns at Towson one year. Isaiah Simmons had 120 tackles, 111 for Kenny Moore. Tackles for loss, 21 for Buckner, 16 for Kwity Paye, 14 for Cole Terry. Sack numbers were not tremendously high. Buckner did go double digits. I'd like a little bit more pressure, but I can't get over the Jonathan Taylor season. I've never seen anything even close to that. Let's see some dev traits, by the way. Show me superstar dev for the offensive lineman. That'd be sweet. We don't know it yet because he hasn't played the snaps. Okay, well, we will find out at some point. I wonder if my depth chart was reordered when I signed Brandon Graham. Wheeler, by the way, does have superstar X Factor. So, certainly worth the pickup. He is a really, really good player. And now playing over Julius Brents. I guess I'm okay with that. Eventually, it's going to be Brents and Wheeler on the outside. And then Moore probably regresses below those guys. This team is just fantastic. And yeah, they put Devin White back at rush end. It's so stupid. All right, can we beat the Jets in the wild card? We've had pretty good wild card success. Just been about winning that divisional game. I think I jinxed us, by the way. Yeah, we lose 38-24. Ended it with the number one offense, obviously with Jonathan Taylor. Our defense was about middle of the pack. Not good enough against the pass. Which, is that a pass rush problem or is that a defensive secondary problem? I think pass rush. Our secondary is pretty good. Not amazing, still developing. But we have 3 really good corners. Safeties need to continue to improve a little bit more. But we are heading into what is finally, probably the final season. And I think the team's going to be looking really good. We've kept the core together as we usually try to do as the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. The defense is the only thing holding us back to this point as Jonathan Taylor wins MVP. Also, of course, Offensive Player of the Year. Maybe the craziest season in the history of the NFL, all things considered. Unreal. Okay, who do we need to re-sign? We have over $50 million in available cap room. Zeitler, we're going to let walk. Matt Gay, we're going to let walk. McKenzie can go. Yeah, we don't really need any. It's just roster fillers, really. Micah Parsons is here. I mean, I know we've got a decent pass rush right now. We don't have Micah Parsons. That goes without saying. And that could be the move. Micah Parsons is really good. We have a lot of money. And I feel like it'd be stupid not to. He wants a mentor at the position. The irony is unreal. And I say that because we let Brandon Graham walk. The timing on that could not be better. But we are in the lead on Micah Parsons. That would be a massive signing. And Micah Parsons is coming to Indianapolis. That's a huge get. And the reason I go out and get a Micah Parsons, obviously he's really, really good. No question about that. But no longer are we going to have the issue of, oh, should Devin White be a rush end? It's no longer even in consideration. Because we just got one of the best, if not the best, pass rusher in the entire league. He's in that upper echelon. It's he, Nick Bosa, and Myles Garrett is probably the top 3. I know TJ Watt's in there too. I mean, like it's tough to rank a definitive top 3, especially guys that do different things. But I mean, he's in that top tier no matter how you want to slice it. Max Atkins, who we traded up for, or no, actually we just stuck with our pick and took him in the second round. He will be our new starting right guard. We could use a tight end, by the way. That could be a position of upgrade. Position of upgrade. What an interesting way to phrase that. Wheeler, Brents, our corners are great. Safety could be a little bit better, to be honest, but I'm fine with where they are. And then Parsons is going to slide down and just be a massive upgrade on the edge. Running back in the top 3. Very intriguing, although obviously we don't need to even think about that. Tight end in the top 10 as a position of need for us, though, is a little bit more interesting. Also, a receiver that's 6'4", 230, that might as well be a tight end. And the running back is actually supposed to go number 1 overall. Okay, how good of a prospect are you? Really amazing athlete with A to C juke move. He's probably going to be a generational player. Under normal circumstances, I would, for the fun of it, trade up to number 1. Unfortunately, I can't get a running back involved at all. I really cannot rationalize that. This tight end actually looks disgusting. He's just not that good of a route runner or anything that we can tell so far. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We don't have a first round pick. That's right. We moved up, and I think it paid off taking the corner. But if I want to draft the tight end, I'm going to have to draft him at number 4. He was a focus player. That's why his scouted percentage jumped up so much. Such a great athlete. A, catching traffic. A, catching. B, spectacular catch. The route running is not amazing, although deep route running is B to C. Short, C. Where's medium? Surely medium's on here. It's B to C as well. How am I going to get up to 4? I mean, there's no way. Malik Knox looks pretty awesome. Physical receiver. B, release. A, catching traffic. A, spectacular catch. Spectacular catch is really nice. B, short route running. I'm looking for run blocking. It's B to C. 6'2", 224 is real light for a tight end. George Holloman, I can rationalize it a little bit more at 230. But, I mean, elite strength is great, but for a receiver, run blocking is B to C. I don't know. I think these are just receivers. If I want a tight end, I got to trade up to 4. Or I could always trade for 1. That remains an option. I have a second round pick, and I have, I guess, an edge rusher I could move. Doesn't have to be Cole Terry. It could be Ron Hatcher here, who should have significant interest from around the league. Ron Hatcher and a 4th gets me Dawson Knox. Just a big upgrade at the position. I think this makes our team a little bit more complete. And then I don't have to trade the draft pick either. Losing Hatcher's kind of tough just because he's good. We don't really have a ton of depth, which is usually fine. But, you know, I think to upgrade an actual starting position, we did a good enough job there. It's like a good receiver down the board. Not really much of a route runner, but a spectacular catch, a catching, good release and catching traffic. Physical receiver. 6'2", 232, hidden dev. Could even be a trade piece for us, but probably not. Probably just hold on to him. Maybe move him to tight end. I don't know. H-back. He's a 72. That's nice. I hope we didn't miss out on like a generational tight end. Isaiah Thornton is an 83 overall. Very good. Not a super stacked class other than that. There was actually a tight end that went in the 3rd who's a 75 overall. Can you imagine if I traded up to 4? For the tight end just to draft a 73 overall, completely banking on athletic upside. I mean, he's got 58 run block and he's only 240. Dude, I could have easily moved a receiver there. What is his dev trait though? It's only star. That would have been maybe the worst trade up in the history of trade ups. It would have been cool to develop Jelani Woods. It just didn't really end up happening for us. Probably didn't play quite enough. And tight end wasn't really a fixture in our offense anyway. Kenny Moore, I'm going to slide down to CB3. Let Julius Brents and Kari Wheeler develop a little bit. Our defensive line looks awesome. We need more depth. So I'm probably going to go out and sign backups all across the front 7. Team looks really nice. Anthony Richardson has really never taken a huge step. And that's really due to the fact that we focused on Jonathan Taylor with our playbook choice with Carolina. And, I mean, it paid off. Our offense has been spectacular, right? And we don't need anything super special from AR. Just run the offense. Get it done. Defense looks very nice. Honestly, Terry over Kwity Paye could be a good move for us. That might be the best move for us, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Specialist-wise, Parsons, is it really still Devin White? Why are you doing that? Oh, God, this game frustrates me. This is what we were looking for. 6-1. Really, really nice start. We're up to an 89 overall as a team. 91 overall defense. Kari Wheeler going to get an upgrade here. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I don't know, again, if these Superstar X Factors do anything in simulation, but he's got bottleneck. And that kind of fits the mold of a 6'3", 210-pound corner, I would guess. And we would finish 13-4. Now up to a 90 overall team. Yeah, this is what we were looking for. Hendon Hooker with another phenomenal season. He usually does. Great year from Anthony Richardson. Over 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor took a step back. 1,900 yards, over 5 per carry, 19 touchdowns, over 110 yards per game. What a year. I did sign Rashad Penny, by the way, as well, so he's getting some running back reps in there. Josh Downs does go over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. What a season. Jonathan Taylor is unreal. Alec Pierce, Dawson Knox had a good year. Michael Pittman Jr. doesn't really do a whole lot for us, to be honest. Isaiah Simmons had plenty of tackles at 120. 21 tackles for loss for DeForest Buckner. 11 for Parsons. And J.D. Beckham actually playing quite a bit. Why? I don't know. That's very productive, though. Speaking of productive, 23.5 sacks for Micah Parsons. Welcome to Indy. 15.5 for Buckner. 5.5 for White. I wonder if they reordered my stuff again. They sure love to do that. Wheeler had 4 picks. Yeah, this team's awesome. Yep, Devin White has found his way back to rush right end. What did I do that they changed it? I don't think anything. I don't know. Beckham I'm cool with because he's a good pass rusher in that spot anyway. Kind of have a defensive line rotation. I know Adibare didn't do a whole lot in this rebuild, but it's not good enough right now. Wheeler is going to be up to a true 88 overall now. A little zone upgrade. Probably one of my favorite players I've drafted in recent videos. Right up there. I mean, you just don't see this type of build very often. 97 speed, great man coverage, zone coverage not too bad. But 6'3", 210 with that type of speed is absurd. I mean, go through the NFL rosters. Look for a 210-pound corner. I mean, it just doesn't happen. And that's not to say that there are 0, because that's not true. But it's a very small list, is my point. I think Tariq Woolen's like close to 210, probably. Decent start for Indy here, going up 10-0. Baltimore with a field goal. Lamar Jackson's still probably in town. This is the battle of Baltimore or former Baltimore teams. Of course, the Colts used to be the Baltimore Colts, and it looks like we're going to get a win here in the first round. 24-10 over the Ravens. But we've had, limited trouble in the wild card as both QBs passed for exactly 188 yards. The Bengals are only an 86 overall. We somehow got worse. Dropped down to an 89. Don't really know how that works. But all right. Not a bad start for us as we take the early lead. The Cincinnati Bengals answer right away, but as do we. 14-7. And now 14-14. Cincinnati not going down without a fight. We're actually going to go ahead and lose the lead here. And we are slowly but surely driving. Let's go ahead and jump in. Down by 10. Ooh, a little Josh Downs slot fade action. I wouldn't mind it. We're actually going to go to Dawson Knox. What is that? I hate throw out of sacks. I hate it. I wanted to score really quickly. We're kind of accomplishing that right now. Oh, that looked eerily reminiscent of Anthony Richardson's big-time play against Utah to start this last college football season. It had similar shades. It wasn't like eerily reminiscent as Anthony Richardson finds Josh Downs in the end zone. Touchdown. The Colts 2023 NFL draft class going crazy. We need our defense to play well and shut down Cincinnati. Let's do it. Oh, we're getting stomped. I mean, that was too easy. Okay, that was really, really bad. Oh, what a route from Alec Pierce. We got to hurry up, though. That's a 2-minute warning. Okay. So we're actually, we still do need to hurry up. But we're in okay shape. 3 timeouts means that we don't have to kick an onside. But we do need to score a touchdown as soon as possible. Josh Downs. Great ball from Richardson. And Josh Downs catches it. Richardson dropped it in the bucket. And we got to hurry up. No time to stall here. I'd love for a minute to be on the clock still. We just went to the end zone. Pittman. Oh, it's defensive pass interference. We'll take the ball at the 1. The clock's going to stop. I mean, how is this not a run with Anthony Richardson here? It has to be. Up the middle. Richardson fighting and is stopped. Oh my goodness. Doesn't really take much time off the clock. I want to run up the middle so badly. It's not going to happen. I don't know how many times I have to try that before I finally get it through my mind that that's not going to work. I'm going to try it again. Oh my God. I'm going to lose the game because I want a rushing touchdown. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that so crazy? Doing it again. Touchdown. All right. It's now incredibly improbable that we'll win, but not impossible. How is this not a run here? It's got to be a run. Big hit. Nope. I mean, we're going to run commit middle here. I could see this going left. I could see it being like a counter of some sort. What a tackle. Okay. We're going to have 13 seconds. Basically no chance of winning this thing. But, yeah, kind of screwed up a little bit. It's going to take a... I mean, actually, wait a second. Wait a second! We only need 3. It's not over yet. If we had 4 timeouts, that'd be sweet. Bad news for us, we don't. That doesn't really exist. Okay, that's the game. Josh Downs is going to have to burn or something. Actually, we have it deep down the field. Dawson Knox! Not fast enough. Yeah, I mean, I screwed up. We would have needed a bunch to happen anyway. Yeah, good celebration. Oh, this game. Yeah, that was a tough one. I just really wanted the rushing touchdown. I know I'm not the best at this game. I know it's stupid, but that's okay. And the Bills would actually go on to win the Super Bowl. We'll do one more year. I want the Super Bowl. I want to raise the Lombardi. Come on. We pick at number 27 overall. I'm just going to simulate there, see what happens. I don't want to see the type of players I'm missing out on. But realistically, whoever we draft here is probably not going to end up even playing for us anyway. So it doesn't really matter a ton. We could use some depth at linebacker. Brian Wilson looks pretty good. And I think we're just not going to hesitate. That's the guy. Former Giants reliever Brian Wilson. Of course, Giants, baseball Giants. Draft recap. You only saw me make 1 pick, but we did get some good depth at running back and corner down the board. CPU did a decent enough job for us. Who did I miss out on? There was an 82 overall receiver, Shaq Riley from UCLA. 6'5", 233. Very good route runner. 99 spectacular catch out of the draft. Yeah, he's pretty good. Will I say generational? I might. Got a tremendous idea. Don't change my depth chart. This is how I'm setting things up. You guys are familiar with the team at this point. We're just running it back. Parsons and Terry off the edge. Kenny Moore in the slot. Josh Downs on offense. And here we go. I'm going to simulate right to the playoffs. This is a playoff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to upgrade the players at the midseason mark, and then I'll simulate to the playoffs. This is a playoff team. I have no doubt. Well, it's a good thing I stopped it because we can set the scene here. 7-0, undefeated at the midseason mark. Do I think we're going to finish undefeated? No, I do not. But I think we win probably 12 or 13, and we would finish with 14 wins. Pretty good. Obviously, not going to go undefeated. That doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. I think we've done it like 1 time in Madden 23. Anthony Richardson passes for over 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns to 11 picks. Oh my God, Jonathan Taylor again. What are you doing? 2,300 yards, 7 per carry, 29 touchdowns. What a year. Michael Pittman goes over 1,000. No double-digit touchdown guys, which how could you when Jonathan Taylor exists? And then double 16 sack seasons from Buckner and Parsons, 12 for Cole Terry, 8 for J.D. Beckham. Yeah, it's no wonder we won so many games. Defensively, we were great. and then Jonathan Taylor carried the offense. Number 1 defense, number 2 offense. We finally don't have to play in a wild card game, and we can go straight to the divisional. Jets actually take the lead here early. Not sure if they're going to have Aaron Rodgers or not, but our offense is really turning it on, and our defense stepped up. 27 unanswered points for Indianapolis finally comes to an end, but I think it's going to be too little too late here. It's going to be 42, 49, 14. That is your final. Jets going home, and the Indianapolis Colts get Super Bowl III revenge. Zach Wilson is their starting quarterback, by the way, and Anthony Richardson had a playoff game to remember. 5 passing touchdowns, completing over 85% of his passes, 360-plus yards passing. What a game, and we are headed to the AFC Championship. And I'll tell you, this is not the team I wanted to see. Upgraded our players, and we have to go through the Kansas City Chiefs. We do have home field advantage. That is a very good team. Justin Reed up to Superstar X Factor, I think with a new headshot in the game as well. We talked about in the last episode, very briefly, or last rebuild, there are a few new headshots in the game. I think the one that stood out to me was James Daniels. It's a weird one to notice, but I think Justin Reed has a new one also. Look at all those banners. We're looking to hang up a new one. Let's go, Colts. As I said, this is not a team you want to match up against in the playoffs. The Chiefs are very, very good, although I am kind of getting flashbacks here. I think at Lucas Oil, Andrew Luck, years ago, pioneered an awesome comeback against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And we might have to do a little bit of the same here with Anthony Richardson, as the Chiefs are up 24-23. We have the football, though. 17-yard pass to Josh Downs sets us up for another score, potentially. Here's what we need to do. Slow it down, run the clock out, touchdown, 2-point conversion, game over. Been a boring approach, but we only have 1 timeout left for the Chiefs. I say we only because we've got them to kill their timeouts. So they have 0 timeouts left. And we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock from the 10-yard line on 2nd and 8. All we need is a field goal, really. But they want to let us into the end zone here. Not so fast. Going to be a double QB sneak here. And Richardson actually gets in ahead of schedule. Oh, that's no good. He's too good. Why do you have to be that good? Just get 1 yard. Oh, look at Anthony Richardson. That kind of looked like the Utah play a little bit. Went to the other side, of course. What a play from Anthony Richardson on the 2-point conversion to hopefully win the game. But the Chiefs just got a big chunk play. I don't really like that. Oh, that's the game. Bye, Chiefs. We're headed to the Super Bowl. Anthony Richardson will move up to an 85 overall, I believe. Playing up to an 87 for the Super Bowl. Still only star development. He actually stays at a true 84. Jonathan Taylor, I don't even know if we can upgrade him. It's going to be the Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys. This is the final team. Cowboys are another tough simulation team, by the way. It's a good-looking squad. It is. I wish Josh Downs had developed a little bit more. I wish a lot of these players had developed a little bit more. But Wheeler's fantastic. Julius Brents as well. We brought in a lot of new players. You know, there aren't a ton of actual Colts here. Leonard, Blackman, Kenny Moore, Julius Brents, I guess, Forrest Buckner, Woody Pay. We drafted a lot of this team or signed or trade for them. And, of course, the offense is actually a lot of Colts. The only real change is that Dawson Knox is here now. And, obviously, we drafted a tackle, moved him to guard. But, yeah, I mean, this offense has been a big reason why we're here. Really a lot of Jonathan Taylor, but doesn't matter. 14-3 versus 14-3. We have the overall advantage. They have Kayvon Thibodeau. Oh, say it's not so. Say it ain't so. Mozzie Smith also has Superstar X Factor now. It's like my nightmare. We are up first, although Dallas goes ahead and ties things up at 7. Not a whole lot of offense here, but we're actually changing as soon as I say that. It's 21-7 now into the second half. Dallas is creeping back in it, though. Still a 2-touchdown lead. Now back to 1. 28-21, 31, and then instantly 31-28. 83-yard touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. Are you kidding me? A first down ends it. Let's get it across that line. Taylor. Stop. Timeout, Dallas. They only have 1 left. First down ends the game. Do we go inside zone again? They are spread wide. They're expecting the pass. We are not passing. Up the middle. Taylor, first down, and that should guarantee the Super Bowl. And there it is. The Indianapolis Colts have done it again. For the first time in over a decade, the Indianapolis Colts are Super Bowl champions. You thought they'd probably end up getting one. Maybe not probably, but you thought they had a good chance to get one with Andrew Luck. Didn't end up happening. He retired earlier than I think a lot of people expected, including myself, of course. But, I mean, the Colts did him no favors up front. And finally now, the offensive line, we built it up a little bit more. There were some good pieces in place, though. Quentin Nelson, obviously a big part of that. But Anthony Richardson, Josh Downs, Julius Brents, Adetomiwa Adebawore, big members of the 2023 NFL Draft for the Colts, are Super Bowl champions. This is a big one. Blake Freeland as well. I mean, there are more down the board as well. A safety from Cal. I would highly recommend you checking out if you don't already know about him. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.